Hello,
Hello,
hello
hello
everyone.
everyone.
How are we doing?
I'm quite good. How are you, Daniel?
Pretty good. Not full screen. This button. Yes. I know what I'm doing.
I guess the wind is a little cold, but it's nice.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to 2021's TFP Gala Night. We are Totally Fun Potatoes, and I'll be hosting this Gala Night with my friend that she's going to introduce herself later. I'm Lorenzo, I'm 15 years old, and I hope you all enjoy this Gala Night.
Hi everyone, my name is Noura, I'm 14 years old, and we're very happy to be your MCs for this night. We'll start with some prayers.
Sing. Thy name is my healing, oh my God. And remembrance of thee is my remedy. Nearness to thee is my hope, and love for thee is my companion. Thy mercy to me is my healing and my succor. In both this world and world to come, thou verily art, be all bountiful, be all knowing, be all wise.
O thou kind Lord, these children are the handiworks of the fingers of thy might, and the wondrous signs of thy greatness. O God, protect these children, graciously assist them to be educated and enable them to render service to the world of humanity. O God, these children are pearls. Cause them to be nurtured within the shell of thy loving kindness. Thou all bountiful, the all loving Abdul.
Dis, Dieu suffit à tout, au-delà de tout, au-delà de tout, et rien, ni dans les cieux, ni sur la terre, sauf Dieu ne peut suffire. Rien, ni dans les cieux, ni sur la terre, sauf Dieu ne se peut suffire. Dis, Dieu suffit à tout, au-delà de tout, au-delà de tout, et rien, ni dans les cieux, ni sur la terre, sauf Dieu ne peut suffire.
O God, educate these children. These children are the plants of thine orchard, and the flowers of thy meadow, the roses of thy garden. Let thy rain fall upon them. Let the sun of reality shine upon them with thy love. Let thy breeze refresh them in order that they may be trained, grow, and develop, and appear in the utmost beauty. Thou art the giver, thou art the compassionate. Abdul Baha.
Thank you, everyone, for those beautiful prayers. And now we have coordinator's opening address with Jeannie.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to TFP of the year of the centenary of the passing of Abdul Baha. Very especially, as we all know, the theme of our academic classes this year is the page is turned, based on the letter there is one letter from the Universal House of Justice. So, as we know, when we read a gripping novel, when we come to a very crucial point of the story, we like to turn back the page to see what was going on before, to see what has led us to this point. And the more astonishing that turning point is in the novel, the more likely we are to turn back to the previous pages to see what has happened, what has led to this. And so we can read in the Rizwan letter that the Universal House of Justice even said, the lessons learned will shape the community's future, and the account of how they will learn sheds light on what is to come. So this year, our academic classes are based on this theme, and we have 4 themes. The first one being 100 years of formative age. Second one, a unique station of Abdul Baha. The third one is the life of Abdul Baha. And the fourth is the youth summoned to the vanguard. So hopefully our junior youth, they are going to show us what they've learned together this year in TFP. And hopefully this year's program has helped all of us to brace ourselves to what is to come. There's an interesting note this year that our youth has really grown and developed. Because in the past years, we typically help them to, our main theme was really to help them initiate junior youth groups with their school friends, or to initiate study circles with their peers at school. This year, what we've found is that a lot of them are already doing that. So they're already far ahead of what we had planned. So this year, what happens is we are now helping them to embark on further expansion of the groups that they are in, try and outreach to even more friends, and consolidate the bonds that are already existing in their communities. So I'm going to end this little opening address with the last quote from the Rizwan letter. The divine plan enters a new epoch and a new stage. The page is turned. And with no further ado, I will now leave you in the hands of our MCs.
Thank you very much, Jeannie. Thank you. So as you may know, each TFP has its own anchor quote. And this year we also have an anchor quote, and I'll just read it out to you before we can hear it singing all together. Loving fellowship, mutual encouragement, and willingness to learn together are natural properties of any group of youth, sincerely striving for the same ends, and should also characterize those essential relationships that bind together the components of society. Universal House of Justice message, 1st July 2013. Okay, now we'll sing it all together, so enjoy.
Loving fellowship, mutual encouragement, loving fellowship, mutual encouragement, willingness to learn together are the natural properties of any group of youth, sincerely striving for the same ends.
I'm trying to find the version with all the animators singing together. Wait 1 minute.
We'll wait as long as we can for this wonderful song. Truly, truly epic.
I'll just carry on playing that version.
Well, here goes a joke. What airlines did Abdul Baha fly? United. Woo-woo. Thank you. Thank you.
Loving fellowship, mutual encouragement, loving fellowship, mutual encouragement, willingness to learn together are the natural properties of any group of youth, sincerely striving for the same ends.
Thank you, everyone. That was amazing. And now we are moving on to a project that we've been working on during this 2021 TFP. And that is basically the quote project video. I hope you all enjoyed. We all worked really hard on it. And yeah. while we wait for the video, I have another joke. What is the Baha'i motorcycle? The Yamaha. Brum.
That was good. I've never heard that before. That's actually a good one.
That's really good.
Okay, so why do Baha'is not have to use acne medicine? Because blessed is the spot.
Oh my lord, maybe these jokes are top quality.
Like, I honestly thought you were going to say because Baha'u'llah gave us tablets, but that one was good.
Yeah, that one works.
Okay, can you introduce again what this is?
Yeah, sure. This is the quote video project. Basically, it's all of us JY just saying Baha'i quote. I hope you all enjoyed. We worked really hard.
To live the life is to be no cause of grief to anyone.
To be kind to all people and to love them with a pure spirit.
Should opposition or injury happen to us, to bear it.
To be kind as ever can be, and through all, to love the people.
Should calamity exist in the greatest degree, to rejoice.
For these things are the gifts and favors of God.
To be silent concerning the faults of others.
To pray for them and to help them.
Through kindness, to correct their faults.
To look always at the good and not the bad.
If a man has 10 good qualities and one bad one, look at the 10 and forget the one.
And if a man has 10 bad qualities and one good one,
to look at the one and forget about the 10.
Never to allow ourselves to speak unkind words about another.
Even if that other is our enemy.
To do our deeds in kindness.
To cut our hearts from ourselves and the world, to be humble.
To be servants of each other.
And to know we are less than anyone else. To be as one soul in many bodies.
For the more we love each other, the nearer we shall be to God.
But to know that our love, our unity, our obedience
must not be by confession, but of reality.
To act with cautiousness and wisdom. To be truthful.
To be hospitable.
To be reverent.
To be the cause of healing for every sick one.
A comfort for every sorrowful one.
A pleasant water for every thirsty one.
A heavenly table for the hungry one.
A star to every horizon.
A light for every lamp.
A herald to everyone who yearns for the kingdom of God. Abdul Baha.
Thank you so much. It was so beautiful. Thank you to all JYs and the animators for creating this. So to get to the next point, we have now every academic class to present little things that they've done in their academic classes. And yeah, we'll start with the class of Kian and Kiana and the topic of formative age.
The heroic age. The heroic age was the last age where the Bab, Baha'u'llah, and Abdul Baha were present and the heads of the faith. The battle at Fort Tabarsi. The battle at Fort Tabarsi was from 1848 to 1849, with 600 Babis versus 12,000 soldiers. Mullah Hussein marched under the black standard to free Qudus, who was under house arrest under the Bab's instructions. The Babis took refuge at Fort Tabarsi. More and more Babis joined, going from 300 Babis to 600 in the fort.
Mullah Hussein led the Babis into battle and famously cut through the trunk of a tree, the musket of a soldier, and the soldier's body in a single blow. The government offered them a peace deal in which they could all safely leave the fort. but they were betrayed and all remaining bodies were captured. Being stuck inside a fort, they could not get food since the sieges kept coming, so they began to starve. Mullah Hussein was killed in this battle, with many other bobbies were martyred after, including Kudus.
The formative age of the Baha'i Faith, also known as the Transitional or Iron Age, refers to the present time period that began with the passing of Abdul Baha in 1921 and will last until the establishment of the Golden Age at some point in the future.
So as Scott just said, the formative age started after the passing of Abdul Baha. And after that, the Guardian, we know as Shuri Effendi, who was born in 1897 and passed away in 1957, was the new interpreter of the Baha'i Faith. And his main responsibility was the expansion of the Baha'i Faith, which was from 1921 to 1957. And yeah, he also, Shuri Effendi, wrote a quote about why the formative age is so important. And yeah, Scott will read it to you.
The last 23 years of the first Baha'i century may thus be regarded as the initial stage of the formative period of the faith, an age of transition to be identified with the rise and establishment of the administrative order, upon which the institutions of the future Baha'i world commonwealth must needs be ultimately erected in the Golden Age that must witness the consummation of the Baha'i dispensation. The charter, which called into being, outlined the features and set in motion the process of this administrative order is none other than the will and testament of Abdu'l Baha, his greatest legacy to posterity, the brightest emanation of his mind and the mightiest instrument forged to ensure the continuity of the three ages which constitute the component parts of his father's dispensation. Shoghi Effendi.
So as the question says, the formative age is really important. And the reason why it is so important is because now in the formative age is the time where Baha'i need to act. And the more effort we give now, the sooner the golden age will come.
The hands of the cause. There are 50 hands of the cause, 4 named by Baha'u'llah, 4 by Abdul Baha, and 42 by Shoghi Effendi, 10 of which were after their deaths.
The position was appointed for life.
The last hand of the cause passed away in 2007.
So soon as they find anyone to oppose or protest against the guardian of the cause of God, cast him out from the congregation of people of Baha, and in no wise accept any excuse from him. This quote describes that if you say something against the guardian of God, you're not accepted as the people of Baha.
We're now going to show you all the hands of the cause.
So I want to explain what the Universal House of Justice is. The Universal House of Justice is our interpreters for this time frame, close to the rules of Abdul Baha and Shoghi Effendi, meaning they guide us in the right path as Baha'is. The Universal House of Justice started on 1963, and every 5 years since then, 9 male members are elected to take the stand. They are elected on Mount Carmel.
The head of the Baha'i faith was taken over after Shoghi Effendi's passing by the Universal House of Justice. They have many responsibilities, translating of writings, answering questions, and encouraging the spread of the faith.
This is a quote from the latest Reswan message as well. One of the most striking and inspiring features of this 25-year period has been the service rendered by Baha'i youth, who with faith and valor have assumed their rightful place in the forefront of the community's efforts. As teachers of the cause and educators of the young, as mobile tutors and homefront pioneers, as cluster coordinators and members of Baha'i agencies, youth on 5 continents have risen to serve their communities with devotion and sacrifice. The maturity they have demonstrated and the discharge of duties upon which depends the advancement of the divine plan is expressive of their spiritual vitality and their commitment to safeguarding humanity's future. In recognition of this increasingly evident maturity, we have decided that immediately following this Resvan, while the age at which a believer becomes eligible to serve on a spiritual assembly shall remain 21, the age at which a believer may vote in Baha'i elections shall be lowered to 18. We have no doubt that Baha'i youth everywhere who are of age will vindicate our confidence in their ability to fulfill conscientiously and diligently the sacred duty to which every Baha'i elector is called, the Universal House of Justice.
So as Kian just said, they're thanking us for serving the faith so much that they lowered the voting age from 21 to 18, and they're encouraging us to keep going.
Thank you, class number 1. That was really impressive. And now we're moving on to class number 2 with animators Danielle and Laylee.
Hi everybody. Our class was with the unique station of Abdu'l-Baha. The main subject of our class was Abdu'l-Baha and what it meant that he was the center of the covenant, the interpreter of the writings. We talked about the covenant, which is an agreement between God and man, that there will be someone to explain the Baha'i writings after the manifestation. Abdu'l-Baha was the center of the covenant, the interpreter of Baha'u'llah's writings. He was also the perfect exemplar, and we can see that through his actions and stories.
Hello. I wrote this haiku about Abdu'l-Baha, servant of Baha, kind, generous, and loving, perfect example.
So I choose a quote, and it's, I am the interpreter of all the words of God, and my interpretation of all these designations is Abdu'l-Baha, servant of Baha'u'llah, Abdu'l-Baha. So it's explaining that Abdu'l-Baha was the perfect exemplar. He is the one that we have to turn to best understand the Baha'i laws and what it means to be a true Baha'i.
In our assembly, we read a story about Abdu'l-Baha that I really enjoyed and I wanted to share with everyone. 2 pilgrims were at the master's luncheon table one day in 1908. He asked them if they were glad to be in Akka and if they were happy. They replied that they were very happy to be there with him, but unhappy when they thought of their own faults. Think not of yourselves, he said, but think of the bounty of God. This will always make you happy. Then with a smile, he referred to an Arabic saying about the peacock, who is content because he never looks at his feet, which are very ugly, but always at his plumage, which is very beautiful. After reading this story, we talked of some virtues that Abdu'l-Baha showed, such as wisdom, kindness, and humor.
I drew my peacock based on the peacock in Abdu'l-Baha's quote, who only focuses on his beautiful plumage, not his ugly feet. Because the peacock is not focusing on his feet, I did not draw them, and instead he is looking down at his feathers. I wrote virtues all around him to symbolize the good things that we should look at in a person and ourselves, and not the bad things. The virtues are also the bounty of God, which we should look towards and should strive to do them all. Thanks.
Based on this story, I drew a peacock, and to symbolize his feathers, at which he always looked at, I put the different virtues, and his feet, which were very ugly that he did not look at, I put not very good qualities. And this story reminded me of a quote of Abdul Baha, and in the quote, Abdul Baha says, "Look at one another with the eye of perfection." And in this story, I realized that the peacock was looking at himself with the eye of perfection, and he only looked at his good qualities and his beautiful feathers and not at his ugly feet and not nice qualities. I also did a drawing of a peacock as one of mine. And in this story, I thought of an example. The peacock it's not looking at its feet because its feet are ugly. And kind of for me, I don't look at like the bad things about my friends. I think of all the good things, like they're kind, they're funny, and how we always look at the good side instead of looking at the bad side, which is kind of like what the peacock is doing in the story and Abdul Baha's point. Thank you.
I'm going to read to you guys a quote which we did in academic classes and explain it a bit. Never forget this. Look at one another with the eye of perfection. Look at me, follow me, be as I am. Take no thought for yourself or your lives, whether ye eat or whether ye sleep, whether ye are comfortable, whether ye are well or ill, whether ye are with friends or foes, whether ye receive praise or blame. For all these things you must care not at all. Look at me and be as I am. You must die to yourself and to the world. So ye shall be born again and enter the kingdom of heaven. Look at me, follow me, be as I am is so Abdul Baha is the perfect exemplar, and this quote shows how we should all strive to be like him. The center of the quote talks about how materialistic things should not matter to us because they will not follow us to the Abba kingdom. And look at one another with the eye of perfection. The beginning of the quote talks about how we should always look at things with a positive mindset, like the peacock did, like only looking at his feathers and not at his feet. Okay, thank you. It was really nice. Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. We have one more.
Okay.
I drew a drawing and with little drawings of some virtues of Abdul Baha. Like the eye is for wisdom, and the earth is for humbleness, and the heart is for kindness and love. I have also drawn a little golden gift here because even though Abdul Baha is not a manifestation of God, he is still is gifted with the same understanding as Baha'u'llah. Now I'm gonna sing another quote of Abdul Baha. My name is Abdul Baha. My qualification is Abdul Baha. My reality is Abdul Baha. My praise is Abdul Baha. My reality is Abdul Baha. No name, no title, no mention,
No accommodation have I, nor will I ever have, except Abdu'l-Baha. This is my longing, this is my longing, this is my greatest yearning. This is my eternal life. This is my eternal life.
Thank you, everyone. So that was really beautiful. Thank you. Now we come to our next class, which is the class of Daniel and Eleni, and they have the topic Life of Abdu'l-Baha.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, depending on where you are right now. Welcome to my academic classes presentation for the gala night. And I'm going to pass it over to Joey, who will tell you what we learned about in our academic class.
Joey, would you say it again? I don't think we heard you. Could you guys hear it? Yeah, would you try to say it again, please?
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ryan. In our academic classes, we talked about Abdu'l-Baha and his life and how he showed kindness and served. One thing that we learned is that Abdu'l-Baha had many titles, but he preferred Abdu'l-Baha, meaning servant of glory. Now I'm going to pass it on to Naeem to explain about the video we made.
Because Baha'u'llah, the servant of glory, lived a life of serving, we made a video about serving. Enjoy.
Okay, may I request the joke to have a little time to set it up?
Sure.
Alrighty, jokes are coming right up. Nira, would you like to say one, or should I say another one?
You can start.
All right. Why doesn't Dracula become a Baha'i? Because he can't stop backbiting. Ha ha ha. Great, I think we have the video ready, or that's what it's in.
Thank you. That was a beautiful introduction and a joke. Enjoy.
Are you able to minimize the videos on the right so that we see the whole project?
Sorry, say that again.
You see the Zoom videos on the right. Can you minimize them? Yes. Or move them away. Then we can, yeah, perfect.
I'm trying to move them, but is it better? Is this
that's
okay?
much better. Much better.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel.
For my service project, I decided to pick up litter around my neighborhood.
Due to technical error, this clip has been dubbed, and it's not perfect. Right now it's 7 o'clock in the morning. I'm gonna try my best to make breakfast for my parents. So I'm in the kitchen. I don't know really what I'm going to make. I think I'm gonna make egg and bacon. Yeah, so welcome to Sebastian's kitchen. We are gonna make egg and bacon. First you need eggs. I have 2 eggs because I have 2 parents. And a frying pan. Then, is this oil? Is there anything in? No, it's empty. Okay, yeah, I found oil. Like that. Then crack the egg. Perfect. That was a perfectly cracked egg. Then the other egg. Oh, I just chopped the whole egg in half. So half of the egg is inside the frying pan and half of it went inside with the peeling. So now it's very dirty and I need to clean up everything. And now the bacon. I just remembered my mom is a vegetarian. I don't know how I could forget that, so no bacon. I have decided to replace the bacon with a cup of tea. This is actually going well. The egg is halfway done, the water is boiling, and I'm just going to put some toast in the toaster. I don't know how that could go wrong. Egg is done. So I just boiled up a lot of water when I realized the kettle is empty and nothing in it, so I need to do it all again. This is it for Sebastian's kitchen. And what we cooked is egg and bacon and toast without the bacon. Vegetarian egg and bacon. That's a very good food.
What did you guys think about the food?
Very good breakfast. Thank you, Sebastian.
Surprise. Yeah, a bit early surprise.
Thank you guys so much for your time and watching our different service projects. It was amazing academic class learning about the life of Abdul Baha. I hope everybody learned something. And once again, thank you so much for your time. And I'll hand it over to the next group. Thank you.
Thank you. That was an amazing video. I'm really impressed. Now we have class 4 with Ziggy and Oliver. And also that happens to be the group I'm in. So yeah, that would be cool.
So our section was called Youth Summoned to the Vanguard. And the first thing that we discussed was what that actually meant. And we learned that it was basically youth being called to the forefront and being the center of activities and cultivating our capabilities.
Yeah, so in this class, our animators gave us 2 questions to reflect about, and one, I will share my screen so you can see the questions, and the JY took a few minutes to think about the answer and, well, share it with everyone. And here, the first question was, how do you view the role of your generation in society? And the JY, you could really see that they knew how important their role was, and they're really aware of how important they are. And one of the answers was, I view my generation as the people who are going and making the world a better place, undoing some mistakes people have made in the past and fixing the world with service, education, action against things like climate change, and so much more. There was also another nice quote, which is,
our generation is important for society nowadays. We have a big role in changing this world. We're also the ones that can educate the next generation through our experiences. Our generation can also see what's wrong in the world. Another answer was youth have a role, and it's to bring energy to activities in a way that can elevate them and make them more meaningful. They can serve mankind by thinking of creative solutions to problems that exist in the world and act on them. And another nice answer was, it is one of the most important generations, if not the most. Youth is expected to be the ones who will ignite a fire to burn this corrupted world into a new golden age. This is because of our burning desire to learn and make society a better place. So that was the first question. And our second one was, what practical steps can JY and youth take to heal the world? And we also took a bit of time to answer, and there are also really nice answers. For example, we can spread the faith and invite to JY groups, give service to the community, which can inspire them to serve the world as well. Another nice one was that we can try to teach others about the faith and invite friends to JY groups, devotionals, etc. We can also try to incorporate acts of service into our everyday life, no matter how big or small, as well as being open-minded, listening and learning and teaching. And another nice answer was that youth can heal the world by changing how older people portray them. Doing this will allow more generations to work together in a more united effort. They can make an impression by doing service, being open-minded, and contributing their unique skills. So that was a bit of what our academic class did, and I'll give the word to Lorenzo.
Thank you. We also talked about accompaniment and path of service. And basically, we learned that having accompaniment during our service projects can be something truly meaningful, because when you have more people, you can achieve greater things. So yeah, I also have like this experience that I wanted to share, that basically here in Spain, I did a service project that was like this international quiz, like between Spanish speakers, and it went out pretty great, but it was really elaborate, and it was like a true work, like a true teamwork effort. Like we had like this giant group of JYs and animators, and like we had to prepare like every single part of it. It was 100 questions about the Baha'i faith, and like I had to do like the invitations and the certificate for the ones who win and stuff like that. And we managed to gather like 3K euros for the Abdul Baha Sanctuary, and it was a really great experience. But I wanted to share it with you, because I think that was a true teamwork effort. That basically, I think it matches up perfectly with the accompaniment on path of service subject. That basically, when you have more people helping you, you can achieve amazing things that you wouldn't be able to do alone. So yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you. And now I'm going to pass the word to Johan.
Elevated conversations. We spoke and started to understand what elevated conversations are and how they are looked upon as less trivial, but more meaningful and purposeful. We then continued to speak about where we have had elevated conversations, and some of the members of our group discussed that they have had them in schools, among friends, and also at home among family members. Our topic for your next elevated conversation is equality between men and women. Yanis, on to you.
Okay, I will share my screen. And then, we have this service projects wall here, and each JY from TFP wrote here their experience from their town or where they live. And I would like to share some that I found very cool. This one is from Grace. It's called Bake Sale. Everyone in the group baked or made something homemade, like cookies, muffins, or pastry. And then we spent a day at the park and had a stand where we would sell it to the people there. We did to raise money for the kids' hospital, and in the end we raised $500, which we then donated to the hospital. That's very impressive. And then this is from Noah, and it's called Hot Chocolate. We gave hot chocolate to people waiting at bus stops and train stations during the winter, obviously. And that's all.
Thank you, everyone. And
we have a little bit more. Sorry.
Awesome.
We also talked about the virtues youth require during service, and we wrote some of these down. A few examples are love, teamwork, kindness, generosity, courage, compassion, cooperation, and enthusiasm. But you can see a lot more virtues on your screens. And you pretty much need all of these virtues for any kind of service. Yeah, those are all very important.
As Emma mentioned, we have a lot of capabilities that if we develop, we can contribute to our community as youth. And we read and analyzed some text about youth and what makes them capable and their responsibility and the energy that they possess. And I would like to share one quote that we read, which is about how youth are coming to the forefront, again, youth at the vanguard, and how they help transform the world. Every generation of youth, drawing inspiration from the same divine impulse to cast the world anew, had seized the opportunity to contribute to the latest stage in the unfolding process that is to transform the life of humankind. And this quote is from the Universal House of Justice.
So now, thank you, everyone. Thank you to that academic class, and thank you to all the classes. You did really great jobs, and it was really fun to watch. So now, for the end, we asked Mark, who wanted to give some closing statements.
Okay, thank you, everybody, for that very inspiring gala night. Unfortunately, it's my time here now to close TFP for 2021. I'd just like to say some thank yous before we go. First of all, I'd like to thank my fellow coordinators, both from this TFP and the other TFP, who had to go through, we had over 100 applications from the junior youth. Unfortunately, not all the junior youth could make it because we didn't have the space. So it was a very difficult job for the coordinators to take most of you, but not everyone. That's a very difficult job. I'd also like to thank the parents for carving out this time for your junior youth during this summer period, which I know is very busy with lots of things happening. And of course, I'd like to thank you, the JY. You've been really, really amazing this year. I think you've been very responsive, very eager to discuss, to open yourselves up. So, this has been your TFP, and you really made the most of it, I believe. So thanks for everyone there. So the coordinators, the parents, and the JY. And lastly, I would like to thank the animators, just because they also had to take time out of their summer. They're very busy. They're doing lots of different things in their own communities. So thank you very much for coming. And especially thank the animators for maintaining a very high level of energy, both during our training week and during TFP itself. So thank you to the animators. Just a little thing on the animators, just so you know where they're all from. We have 8 animators. They come from 7, they're joining us from 7 different countries. So, they're all coming in from different parts of the world. We have France, Germany, Czech Republic, Spain, Canada, England, and Bulgaria. Of those 8 animators, 50% of them, so 4 of them, were first-time animators, which is quite interesting for us. We've normally kind of had, when we're mixing the animators, we mix it up, but half of them were first-time animators, which made it very interesting because that means they bring a kind of freshness to the whole process. And of those 4 who were fresh animators, 2 of them had never experienced TFP before at all. So they didn't know what it was about before they started animating, which made it even more interesting and make it more fun. Because, TFP is a mixture of, a curriculum that is repeated, but also new things that come into it. So that's really good. And you would never, I don't think any of you JY can guess who the 4 animators who are animating for the first time are. They disguised it very well. They did it really well. So those 4 animators, especially congratulations to you. We also had 2 animators who had only animated once before. So that was also impressive. Because they're animating for the second year, but those 2 animators, you could also not guess who they are. They know who they are, but you can already see that these are established animators, these 2. They know what they're doing. They're very strong, and they still have that freshness of just in their second year of animating. And so between the 4 who've never animated, the 2 who've only animated once before, that means 6 of the 8 animators have never done anything else apart from an online TFP in terms of animating. So really the world is changing, and that's great to see that you brought a quality to this online TFP, which is really great. And then we had 2 animators who are vastly experienced. So experienced that they seem to know a character which comes from this Eastern country so well that they go to sleep, they wake up in the morning speaking with the same accent. And these 2 animators really, you could tell that they've done this before. They bring a level of know-how of the program, understanding of how to get the JY up and going. So it's been great to have these 2 experienced ones together with the other 6, the 2 who've done it once before and the 4 who haven't. So congratulations to our animators, everyone. And I thought a nice way to end, because we only have 1 minute, is if I could ask Daniel B, could you play the animator intro video again as an ending? Just so you can all remember where we all started a week ago with the animators. Now you know them, maybe the video will make more sense. Daniel B, can you do that?
Just before he plays the animated intro video, on behalf of the animators, we'd very much like to thank the coordinators for being there for us and doing everything, especially because as animators, we only come to TFP for these days, but the coordinators are there the whole year working to make sure that TFP runs smoothly and that it can be possible for us. So we really appreciate it. And unfortunately, we're not in person to give you anything in person like roses or chocolates or anything like that. But we thank Mark, Ginny, and Samina very, very, very much.
We love you guys. Thank you.
Lots of love and hugs to all of you. But yeah, here goes the video.
My name's Oliver, I'm 17 and live in Cambridge. I enjoy making music and reading.
You might be wondering what this is. Well, this is a bag of feces that the dog just left us. My name is Daniel and I am from the Czech Republic. This is my Czech passport. As you can see, we're in the beautiful country of Spain in the giant sequoia park, enjoying life. Oh, there's the dog that left the feces. Would you show the dog? And a fun fact about me is that this is, I think, my 7th TFP.
That hit my face. Okay. Hello everyone. I'm Kian Kashefi. I am in Bulgaria currently because I am Bulgarian. And I'm in my bedroom that I grew up in. Yeah, it's not much, but you know what? It's we deal with it, you know. I'm very excited to see all of you. It's gonna be a lot of fun. And a fun fact about me would be that I love football. I adore it. And my favorite team that I support is Arsenal. I know we're not doing well, but we're gonna win, you know. I'm very excited to see all of you, and I'm gonna love it. I hope you love it too. Peace out from me.
Hey guys, I'm Ziki. And this is where I live. Paris. A fun fact about me is that I do gymnastics. Okay, bye.
Ooh, thank you. Hi, I'm Daniel Burak, and I'm very excited to meet all of you. I'm here in southern Germany, where I live, and fun thing about me, I'm a scientist and I study the sun. Here we go, and it looks like this. And yeah, that's what I study.
Hi guys, I'm Laylee Parsi. I'm super excited to be your animator this year. I live in Ontario, Canada. A fun fact about me is I just graduated high school, which is 12th grade, and I have been to 10 different schools. Super excited to meet you all.
Hi, I'm Kiana. I'm 17. I live in England. And fun fact about me is I have 2 passports. I have a British one and an American one.
Hello, my name is Eleni. I live in the Czech Republic. This is the country that TFB would have been in if it was in person. And I am in the beautiful town of Brno. This is the 2nd largest town in the Czech Republic, right after Prague. And today I have with me a very popular drink that we like here in Czech Republic. It's called kofala. And an interesting fact you might not know about me is that I like wearing colorful socks. And today I'm wearing purple socks with little sushi on them.
That it was truly epic, not gonna lie.
Yep.
Okay, thank you everybody. Now, if we could all move over to the other TFP, what's it called? Link two for our closing of the day and reflections. Can everyone move over there now, please? Parents, you're welcome to join. Also, you can join the Zoom link for the closing of the day and the reflection, which is the other link, the second link. Okay, bye everyone. Bye.
Thank you, MCs. You are fantastic today.
Thank you.
Thank you.